Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. We are at Clementine Vintage in Strasbourg today. Very excited that my dear friend Sue Haynes was available at the last minute when I'm like, hey, are you in the shop? Want to talk about the store for a little bit for a radio show that's going to air literally in less than 24 hours. So thank you for being available.
Absolutely. I am happy to be here and I'm happy to help.
And this is my happy place. So even when I'm stressed, I come here to de-stress. So you're serving two purposes now by giving me a guest for a radio show I forgot I needed. And I've already gotten a brooch. There's a little hat back there with orange flowers on it. It's a wicker.
Yes.
I think it might have my name on it.
The one with the granny squares.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like I might need to have that.
Well, you know I'm drawn to the orange like you are. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes, please, let's get that.
So for someone who isn't familiar, Clementine Vintage, you're on what we call Main Street in Strasbourg. You've been here a lot of years now.
Yes, it's been over 7 years.
Wow.
This November will mark 8 years that we've had Clementine.
Is it the same today as it was that first month you opened?
Oh, no, it's very different. We definitely pivoted. When we first opened, we really thought we were going to concentrate mostly on furniture and painted furniture that had been converted over time, especially when the pandemic hit. We pivoted and we brought in a lot more gift type items. So one of the things that happened during the pandemic is birthdays still happened.
Right.
Anniversaries, weddings, things were still going on even with everything that was shut down, and people still needed a unique, fun gift. So we really made it our mission to try to bring in gifts and products that were either local or, if not local, made by other small businesses. So the gifts that we have here, you generally aren't going to be able to find online or somewhere else. It's something that's unique to Clementine or a small shop, that you can find those treasures that you don't feel like somebody just went and just grabbed something and threw it in a bag. So there's a little more thought that you put into the gift that you select for somebody.
You do a lot of curating. So one of the things that we bond over twice a year is Luckett's.
Yes.
Luckett's Market. I know you were very disappointed that I couldn't go to the spring market, but that 5 inches of water in the basement prohibited.
I see you across the yard shopping like me.
But you look for things specifically for that reason. So some of the things that people will find in here aren't even retail oriented. They existed in another form with another use maybe 20, 30 years ago.
Right. We are a very big proponent of vintage, repurposing, reusing. I love when you can repurpose something for a whole new purpose. That's not what the original intent was. Like my silver plate wreath that I have behind the checkout counter, taking those old silver plate platters that probably sat in a drawer and nobody was using. Even with my merchandising, I try to find things that I can reuse and repurpose. But Luckett's is always a inspiration and motivation for me. Sometimes I'll be in the middle of shopping at Luckett's and I'm ready to just run back here and do something different. It's like you just get so many good ideas, and there's no way to ever know everything. So you might think you know a lot, but you'll see stuff you've never seen before.
Used in a way that never would have occurred to you.
You're like, oh, so I'm constantly clicking pictures to get ideas. It's like always a jump start for me. Every 6 months, it's a jump start for me to go to Luckett's. And the spring market, you get all the ideas for the gardening and the plants. And then the fall market, it's the Christmas and Halloween.
Yes.
So it's just so fun. So I just treasure my time at the Luckett's market.
And you haven't been on the show for a while. You've added some things since the last time you and I talked on the Valley today.
We've been here for a long time, and it's been really just me doing all the purchasing and the curating. And I love that, and I still do. But one of the people that I met several years ago was Bree, and Bree has Good Bones Vintage. Bree and I are very good shopping, picking partners together. We're also good friends. There's a huge age gap between the two of us, but she's one of the few people who can hang with me when I'm shopping, and I don't want to just circle around and leave. I want to see all the things.
You pick up and you touch
all
and you
the
turn
things.
over.
Yes.
And
Yes, I'm very much like a tactile person when I'm shopping. And Bree is like that too. And we have very similar aesthetics, but very different. Even though we shop together, it's not like we're picking the same things. And so over time, as I got to know Bree, we talked about her having a section here in Clementine. And then a couple years went by, and then it just dawned on me, I'm ready to have somebody else in here with me. She was bringing in the vintage clothing, which is not in my wheelhouse at all. I was wearing
you and I
this
wore
stuff.
it,
Yes.
right?
I'm like, really? But that is so fun to see that part of it and see people get excited and pick something out. Like one of the ladies who bought something from Bree several weeks ago bought this shirt, and it had different colors in it, and I didn't really think anything of it. It turns out Bree ran into her at Apple Blossom, and she had bought that shirt specifically because it had the pink and green in it. But she didn't want to wear just pink and green like everybody did. She wanted something unique, and that was what she got from that vintage piece of clothing. So definitely Bree has been a great addition in here, and it's fun to have the clothing and see people select things, and it's also fun to see what she does. And she does a meticulous job with cleaning and making sure everything's pressed and displayed nicely, so it's ready to go right off the rack here.
That blue jean jacket with the sheep.
Yes, yes.
What is that, searling? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, shearling.
Shearling on the inside.
Yeah.
Reminds me, my dad used to wear one of those.
Yes, yeah. It's very Marlboro Man.
Yes, it is
right?
very Marlboro Man.
And then anybody from this generation wouldn't remember the
Right,
Marlboro Man.
they'll think it's just cool, and then you get to
Right.
tell them the history.
Yes, exactly.
And then plants. That's something that you had in small doses
Yes,
previously,
yes.
but you've gone all in on them now.
I have. Pottown Organics was our lovely plant store, and we were really sad to see them retire. But since they closed, there really wasn't any good place to get plants. So over time, I've been learning more about them and bringing more and more plants in. And plants are always a great gift. But you put a plant in a vintage vessel or
Right?
a vintage planter, then it's next level wonderful gift. We've had fun bringing that in, and that's such a beautiful vision when you come in and you see all the greens and the plants, and also it really adds a beautiful aesthetic to the shop.
I love that twist to it. Like, you've got some sitting here now in an old metal lunchbox. Something like you said earlier, you wouldn't necessarily associate the two of them together, but it's so cute. And yeah, when you give that to somebody as a gift, even if they're ultimately like me going to kill the plant, it still is a really
Yes.
cute thing.
Yeah, so many things now. I'm like, oh, you could put a plant in there. You could put a plant in there. And oh yeah, so it opens up a whole new world with containers that are vintage, with things that you can do to them. So that is fun to see what fit. And the other thing that works really well, and this is a great tip for people if you have plants, instead of buying the little plastic things that you put under your plants to catch the water, buy a beautiful old glass dish or ashtray.
Saucers.
And tuck it under your plant. You can even find them that fit into whatever vessel you're using for your plant to help catch the water, and it's just so much prettier. It's just so beautiful when you come into a home and you see that type of thing under the plants instead of those plastic things that rip up after a while.
They take away from the point you're trying to
Yes,
make
yes,
with the
because
plant
it's like
in a
an
vessel.
art statement in
right?
your home.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And then you have a ton of other things. So there's candles, and there's soaps, and there's jewelry. You've got the Shenandoah Spice Company stuff. You have paint. There's a lot of variety in this store.
We are discontinuing the paint. We have gotten to the point where we needed the room for other things. So we have downsized the paint.
And that was probably a function of your original thought, which
Yes.
is we're going to have this painted furniture, so we
Yes.
sell the
That
paint
was-
that we're doing the furniture
It
with.
was big during the pandemic. A lot of people were stuck at home and painting. And then I pivoted a little bit, and I don't paint as much as I used to, and I just love the vintage in general. So having that mix of old and new, we're always trying to strike that balance, but just using the old to help display the new makes a big difference.
There's a lot of art, some that is
Yeah.
original to your family even.
Yes, yes. We have a few things, but a lot of the art now that I select is I do find a lot of beautiful old cross stitch and crewel. Those are just so beautiful, and the stories behind those are amazing. And I have been trying to pull in mostly original art now. So I try to find things that are original and just have a beautiful aesthetic. And if nothing else, a lot of the old artwork is always in beautiful frames, which is
Yes.
a bonus too.
Yeah, I have been known to buy just frames so that I can
Yes.
paint them. I have several things hanging in my kitchen that are literally an empty frame that I've then hung a piece of art inside of the frame, not
Right.
attached to the frame.
Yes.
Because you can use them in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I do have an obsession with frames. I have a few bins of frames in the back that haven't made it to the floor yet because I can't turn the off button on with the frame. I'm just a sucker for a beautiful frame because there's so many things that you can do with it. So,
What usually are you looking for when you're deciding whether something is going to come in to the shop, like the soaps or the candles, things that are more handmade? How do you decide whether or not they make the cut?
generally, with things like soaps and things like that you're using for your personal self, I try to make sure it has good ingredients. And then I also try to find the small businesses, like a couple of the three of the soap companies that I have now are all Virginia companies.
Ah.
So I try to find Virginia if I can, but if not, I do try to find another small business that has a very good, like when I read about them and their product, it's done in a way that is something that I would want to use.
They share the values.
Right, and it has good ingredients and that it was basically made with love. You can tell that a lot of these small businesses pour their hearts into what they're doing and it shows in their product. So same with the jewelry and the earrings. We try to find those small handmade type of items that somebody has made the earrings and made the bracelets and made the rings. Like the spoon rings are always so popular. In fact, I need to get another order in with those too. That's a throwback from the 70s,
Right.
the spoon rings. So evidently they're timeless because people still love them.
They're like white cabinetry.
Yeah,
They're
but knowing
timeless.
somebody took the spoons and made the rings, that's the good fit for Clementine. That's the kind of thing that we want in here for our customers.
Other than your wall, there isn't a lot of orange things in the shop, mostly because I come in and get them,
Yeah,
and they're gone
yeah,
before anybody else gets to see them. People should also understand, just because you love orange, I love orange, it's Clementine Vintage, you can still walk in here and find something purple or something blue or
yes.
those cute little, there was a woman in here earlier that got a necklace that was made out of the blue mason jars.
Yeah, the mason jar
That is
glass.
so cool.
Yeah, and so that's a great repurpose for an old mason jar that's broken. She takes it and whatever she does to the process to get it melted and into a form. So we have earrings and necklaces that were made out of mason jars, or the mason jar glass, I should say, and that is very unique. That's just one example of a fun item that we have. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes, that's the kind of thing. That
Gotta
I would
have
like.
that.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of the stuff is to my taste. So if it's something that I think would make a good gift, because I do love to give gifts. And so I try to find something that I would be proud to give to somebody as a gift. And we have these beautiful watercolor workbooks, which we definitely need to order more of those as well. And it's just a fun gift for somebody who wasn't feeling well. Say somebody had a broken foot and they're laid up for a while. This is something that they can sit and do. And it's just a beautiful piece of art when you're done. So those are fun.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about how you support small businesses. I know we've talked some about the people that you're supporting by having their products in their store, but you're teaming up with Sammy next door
Yes,
in
yes.
support of Christy at
Yes.
the Buttercup in Woodstock. There's a big event coming up this weekend, Chin Up Buttercup. So can we talk about that in the next segment?
We sure can.
Okay, we're going to do all that when we come back. We are at Clementine Vintage on King Street. I always want to say Main Street, but
I
it's
know.
King Street in Strasburg. Sue Haynes is here with me. She is the owner and collector. We're going to come back and talk more with her in just a couple of minutes.
Don't let a cringy DJ ruin your wedding day. Celebrate confidently instead with Summit Events Co., the premier entertainment company in the Shenandoah Valley. Summit Events is serving 200 couples a year with 5-star reviewed DJs, photo booths, 360 booths, live music, and more. You can celebrate confidently with Ben Savory, Summit Events founder and chief party officer, who was just named the Top of Virginia Entrepreneur of the Year. Don't risk your wedding. Book a professional at summiteventsco.com. That's summiteventsco.com and on Instagram at Summit Events Co.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. We are recording today in Strasburg. I am at Clementine Vintage on King Street. Sue Haynes is here with me. She is their owner and curator. Sue, we talked in the first segment a lot about what you have in the shop, but also how it gets here and the fact that you are very in tune to supporting other small businesses. local, ideally, but you can have a small business and be in Illinois and be struggling just like you'd be struggling if you were in Strasbourg. You're all in to help all small businesses be as successful as they can.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like a team effort. Everybody has their little thing, and if it's a good fit for our shop, that is the kind of thing that I thrive off of, is knowing that there's another small business involved. It's like 2 for 1. If you come into a small shop and buy a gift from another small business, that benefits both of us. So I always am keeping an eye out and am very mindful of that type of thing.
So Christy from the Buttercup in Woodstock has done the show with me multiple times. I absolutely adore Christy.
Same.
I drop money every single time. I have to calculate when I pop in to even just say hi, because she'll pull something out from behind the counter that says, "Hey, I've been saving this for you," and I love that.
Yes.
She got some not so great health news recently.
Correct.
And so this weekend, as people are listening on Friday afternoon, there is a huge support event going on, Chin Up Buttercup. You're all in participating, even if she's in Woodstock and you're here in Strasbourg. Right. Sammy Lou's Bake Shop next door is also helping. Tell me a little bit about what it is and why you're part of it.
First of all, our thoughts and prayers go out to Christy and her family as she's getting through this process. But the outpouring of love and support for Christy, it's just beautiful to see, for lack of a better way to put it. And as soon as I heard about it, Black Valley Creative, which is another small business in our county, Catherine from Black Valley really stepped up and started pulling some of the local businesses down there to do an event that is going to benefit Christy. As soon as I heard about it, even though we are not physically located in Woodstock, we are also a small business in the county, in the community. We all know each other. I was like, I want to be involved. What can we do as well? And so I stepped in, and then so did Sammy Lou from Sammy Lou's Bake Shop, and she'll be having a special that day as well. When things like this happen, you're always at a loss as to what you can do. And so this is a tangible way that we can all give back and step up and do something that's going to directly benefit Christy, because your hands are tied in situations like this. So it's so nice to see this happening and so many people get involved that want to help. So I was doing the Buttercup earrings, and unfortunately, we have blown right through them.
They flew out this door. I did not even get one.
Precious. They were so perfect. So oops on my part. And so we're working on getting some more in, but we are doing something else that day. When you go to the Facebook pages and the Instagram accounts for these different small businesses, definitely go to Black Valley Creative first, because she has all the businesses that are participating listed on there. So you'll be able to see all the different stores that are going to be involved and what each of them are doing to help contribute to this cause. And the event is this Saturday. So some things are taking place over a period of time. There is one event that is ending on Friday, I believe, and that is for New Day Cleaning is doing a raffle, and you can get your tickets online. You can buy them either using your Apple Pay or Venmo. So if you go to the New Day Cleaning Instagram or Facebook page, you can find the information for that. And then a lot of the businesses in Woodstock and Strasbourg, and I think even Edinburgh and Mount Jackson will be participating.
And I'll put a link to all of the things that we're talking about when you're talking about Black Valley Creative Instagram and a New Day Cleaning. I'll put links to all of that in the show notes page to make it easier for people.
Because there's a lot of people that were happy to help, and so it's very heartwarming to see this evolve. And Saturday's the big day.
And it also speaks to what we've been talking about this whole time, is that you would hope that someone would do something like this for you should you find yourself in a similar situation that Christy is now finding herself in. It's all about this village of businesses that you build around you that are made up of people, that is human.
Yes. We're all part of this neighborhood. We're all part of this community. And the small businesses are the ones that are the go-to for this type of thing, because we're on the ground and we see what is going on, and we all want to do what we can to help. I'm actually looking forward to Saturday to see how this
It's going to be cool to watch how it all comes together and see how the public, those of us that maybe don't know Christy, don't know you, they've totally been missing out if they've never had anything from Sammy Lou's Bake Shop. Let me just say that for the record. Strasburg. But this is a great opportunity to support somebody in a way that's really kind of cool. People don't have to know Christy. They don't have to know you. They don't have to know Sammy or any of the other businesses, Black Valley Creative. They don't have to know any of them. They can just come and enjoy a lovely afternoon and know that they're benefiting someone that all of us in the business community absolutely adore and want the best for.
Yes, absolutely. And our small businesses need us. Find a business that you haven't ever been to before and take the time and go investigate and learn about them. And there's things in your community that could be right under your nose that you're not aware of. Give somebody that you haven't been there before, give them a visit. Go to Flower and Water if you've never been there. Go to Sammy Lou's if you've never been there and check it out. Nobody appreciates your business like a small business does. And the fact that we're doing this and it's going to benefit Christy is just a bonus.
I remember the first day that I met her, and you are instantly her friend.
Yes.
That's not an act.
No.
That's not something that she is faking or any of that sort of thing. When she says hello, friend, she 100% means it. And that's part of what the Buttercup experience is all about. And it's why all of us love her so much.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like she's larger than life with her personality. You just feel like you've known her forever. It's like a warm hug when you visit with her. It's just such a pleasure to spend time with her. And so if this one little day is something that we can all do to help her, then let's do it. Let's do it.
And again, I'll put the links to the Facebook events and all of the links to all the things in the show notes page. I hope that Woodstock is overrun with people, and I hope people are coming in saying, hey, I heard about your friend Christy, what can I do to help? And maybe by then you'll have more Buttercup earrings.
Yes, so definitely check out the links for the different businesses, see what they're all doing to participate, and if it's something that you can get involved in, please do. We welcome you.
And then how do I find you here? If I just want to come in and say, okay, I heard on the radio Janet talk about all this orange, I need to know what's going on here. When are you open?
We're open Wednesdays through Sunday. We're open from noon till 6. On Sunday, we're only open noon till 4. We are closed Mondays and Tuesdays, but I tell people all the time, send me a message, send me a text. I'll be happy to meet you outside of normal hours. Our catchphrase is, if you see the orange chair, we're there.
I told somebody that one day. They're like, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, it's like the worst kept secret ever because Sue tells everybody if the chair is out, she is in.
Yes, exactly. And that orange chair, you can't miss it. And we love an orange chair.
Right?
So.
What is your address here?
It's 148 East King Street. So we're right in the middle of downtown Strasburg. It's easy to find. We do have the beautiful blue building with the balcony. So there is a balcony outside. So just look for the building with the balcony and you'll find us.
Next to Sammy Lou's Bake Shop.
That's
Follow your
bonus,
nose.
Right?
Is it a bonus? Is it really?
Oh,
I feel like I would weigh 300 pounds if
I know, and I get it coming and going. It smells wonderful out the front and it smells even when I come in the back. So I can't escape. She's got that wonderful bakery smell going any door I go to.
No matter how you try to escape.
Yeah. But we couldn't ask for a better neighbor, so we actually love having Sammy Lou next.
She is another amazing small business owner. Yes. And I just like to point out that all of these people that we're talking about are women business owners.
We have a very good base of small businesses that are run by women, and they all care, and the pride of ownership shows in all their businesses. And I think it's important that we all get out there and shop small as much as we can and shop local.
Where can people find you online?
We are on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Everything's under Clementine Vintage. Look for the Clementine Vintage in Strasburg and you'll find us.
Thank you for letting me just come flying in here and say, hey, put a mic in your face, talk for 20 minutes, I need a radio show.
It's always a joy to see you too, Janet.
Go out and support Christy. Come by, see Sue. Go see Sammy Lou at Sammy Lou's Bake Shop, and I will meet you back here on Monday, just a few minutes after noon.